Towards the end, I felt as if I was a bad person if I didn't leave him.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You wouldn't have been fair and yourself for the ways. It wasn't a happy. It wasn't a happy existence. So all these feelings blended into one, and it took me about a year of knowing, but and it's funny how it all works out in the end.
2 weeks, and it was the first violent situation. It was a really bad situation. I thought he was going to kill me. I was at a family wedding, and then after that it was just gradual. Well, looking back at the time, alright, I got, right, you've not to do this, not to do that. You start, when you look back now, you can see more what you was doing at the time. No makeup, no scarves. No going out. If you went to the shops, you were timed how long you were. If you said you were going to be half an hour, even if you were 2 minutes over that half hour, it was a whole where were you, who were you with, a whole big thing like that. I actually lay the next day thinking, what have I done? Meaning, I married him. How am I going to go? How can I go back after 2 weeks and say, look at my face, look at my arms, look what he's done to me? Do you know what I mean? How could I go back on that? And then it was a couple of months after that, and well, he'd said it was like he'd taken a blackout and he didn't know what had happened. I'm not saying that you doubted it or you believed him, but that's how you just kind of plod on with it, and then it comes again and then again, and then it just off of there.
They were coming down from Scotland and we were living in London. And they were coming round for a dinner, and we'd had a really bad night the night before. My partner had got really drunk and caused all sorts of hell. And I woke up in the morning and I was still really, really shaking, you know, when you've had a bad night and I couldn't get a hold of myself, you know, and I kept thinking that they're going to come over and they're going to be having dinner and I'm going to have a conversation and act normal, and I really didn't feel it. And I couldn't get rid of all this tension, and I was in the kitchen cooking this bloody dinner for them, and I looked at the back door and we had panes of glass in the top of the door, and I just looked at it and I thought, right, that'll do, and I put my fist through the glass in the top of the door and I kept punching until I punched all the glass out of the door. My partner came running in and he's like dragging me in the bathroom and he's going, oh, you bloody mental cow and all this, what are you doing, you're bonkers and everything. I was fine. That was it. From that moment on, I was absolutely fine and calm. Once I'd done that, I got rid of all the shaking and all the tension, all the fit, everything just went.
The wee neighbour down the staircase had to come and help me one night, and they had to tell him to leave. Obviously he left because it was another man telling him to leave, you know. But anyway, he turned around and says to me at the door, he's like, I'm a drugs counsellor, and see what he's doing to you, he's like, it's not the drink, he's doing it because he wants to do it. And I'd never thought it like that. Do you know that way?
When they look at the situation themselves, they knew, and there's doors kicked in, there's a bedroom upstairs, one up, bedroom window. He's trying to throw a portable through that in a rage. So the bedroom windows all smashed. They know they're walking into a situation. They just look at you and see the state of you. He was in one room with a police officer, I was in another room, and she just gave me, what she said was, this is your sanity, and if it takes you 3, 4, 5, 6 months to plan leaving him, she says, then so be it. No, but he tells me that he'll come looking for me and he'll find me. They all say that, you know, and now listening to other women who've left an abusive partner, they all say that, you know.
I come from Thailand and I moved here to getting married with a guy, and I think him a good, and I believe him a good guy. But when the day I come here, everything completely changed. It's not nice what people think, but I know the fact is him using me and control me, everything. Doesn't give me freedom.
I decided to leave my husband in January, but it wasn't till near the end of April I actually done it. It's when he stopped having the power over to make me cry. Whatever he said to me, it just didn't affect me anymore. It just went over my head. I didn't cry anymore. You know, I thought he can't hurt me anymore. You know.
Got away from him once.
Yeah.
He moved himself back.
Yeah.
And I just knew, no, this isn't, because he said, this is my house, I'm entitled to be here as well. And you get to the stage, as much as you don't want to wash your house, you then start to think, no what, these are only material things. These can be replaced, and you get that you don't care. Because it doesn't really matter anyway, because no matter how hard you try to have a nice wee house and buy nice wee things for it, he would smash it, he would just trash it, because he knew he could get to you, be renting your house, so you start to lose heart in the house. And then the second time, I just knew I'm going to have to go, and I'll not be coming back.
One day I went to ask her for a couple of messages, and I come home, and usually I don't get back until maybe 2:20, but this day I got back early. It was about 2 o'clock, and I was just I wasn't rushing, I was just putting my messages away, taking my time, and I thought, I'll come put a wee CD on, and I put my Will Young CD on, and it started playing. When it was playing, I was starting to dance a wee bit while I was putting my messages away, and I was like, and then I put them all away, and I was dancing even more. And so I was putting all my messages away, and then I had a wee dance, and then I looked at the clock, and it was time to go and collect the kids. But it was just great to feel happy, genuinely happy, after all the last maybe 6-7 months had been pure hell. And I thought to myself, I can be happy again. And it was a great wee feeling. You know, you think it's just going to be all downhill, and then one day I felt that way, and I hadn't felt like that for years. And it just brought me back to me again.
I think that was one of the first things I did when I was in the refuge. I cleaned the windows. I was so excited, I turned the radio on and cleaned the windows. I was that happy. The doors as well, because you can close the doors in the room and lock them. I mean, my ex, he wasn't very violent, but he had to control everything. And I could never go anywhere and he'd leave me in peace. And that was just so huge. The fact that he can walk through the door, can actually sit in a room, and he can't get in it.
You know, couples fight and argue, but what he did to you, you think you're the only female on the planet that's ever went through this. And then when you get into refuge and you go, and somebody else will say something that their partner did, and you go, but you done that to me. And that's when you start to realise, do you know what, there's a lot of these guys out there, and they all work the same way, and it makes you feel better. Do you know what, no, it wasn't me, I'm no crazy, I know I wasn't crazy. You know what I mean? It was him playing these controlling games, and that's how we done it. And you got that great support there.
Yeah.